Howdy, folks. You're listening to Demon Dayz, an actual play podcast with a focus on fiends and the friends who play them. We're back after a little bit of a break, and we've got a bunch of new episodes for your enjoyment, so we can't wait for you to listen to those. Wanted to give a quick shout out to KiloWhat, who does the artwork for our show. Amazing as always. Go check out her stuff. All the important links will be in the show description. And then I also wanted to point out that we have a Discord where all of us hang out, have a great time talking about all things nerdy, all things tabletop. There's something there for everyone, so come hang out with us. We can't wait to see you there. And finally, I just want to thank you guys for being so patient as we adjusted our schedule for the holiday and all that. It means so much to us. We love you guys, and let's get on with the show, shall we?
Friends, fiends, when last we spoke,
Hi! You can take this because I'm not dealing with you.
What? You're telling me that you mixed all of your booze into one giant barrel and you're giving it to me as a gift?
Yes, Lord.
Wow, what an awful idea! I love it. Anyway, where was I? Yes. Our badass heroes, fresh off of rescuing a god from the forces of the abyss, swooped in and saved some silly kobolds from some really pissed off rock monsters. And that's where we'll jump right back into these Demon Dayz.
Yeah.
So
it bursts.
Dust out of his face.
You get dust in your face. The Ranger Kobold knows to deflect. What did poor Pip do?
What?
You roll a dex save for the bursting.
Oh, geez. Yeah, let's do that. 16 on the die. So
you're fine.
I think, yeah, he's fine.
Which I believe, ends the combat. And the kobolds all kind of gather themselves. And the
Yeah.
the sorcerer.
Can we go now? We good?
Thank you, guys.
Did you get your rocks off? Can we go?
So he said rocks.
You hear a laugh from Pip.
Yeah, Pip's gonna steal that one. Fetter's walking over to Pip.
Okay.
And kind of
Shank.
yeah, just dead, just full dead. No, and he kind of, and he leans down and he goes, "You, my friend, are a rare talent. Did you know that?"
No, I didn't.
Have you ever considered going on the road? Perhaps like maybe employment. I manage a few people who do different things, a variety of jobs, and you look like a lad who might be looking for representation.
Well, I mean, we just started our adventure a couple days ago, and
An adventurer too, not just
Oh, yes,
the
not
hammer
just
on
a-
his back.
not just a wordsmith. But an adventurer. Well, what do you all? And he looks around to the group. What are you all off to do then?
The older one.
we're to seek our fortune. We're going on adventures and fighting evil in the Underdark.
To seek your fortunes.
The
Fantastic.
barbarian.
Yeah, we are doing that.
Fantastic.
I'm sorry,
fantastic.
fighting evil in the Underdark?
It was his idea.
I lean
Really?
over to Sunny and I'm like, they're gonna die?
Good lad.
Yeah.
Listen,
Oh,
well,
what? Sorry, just out of curiosity, what was the gem that I pulled off of his staff?
Just like a polished rock.
Okay.
It wasn't
Good
doing.
night.
It wasn't part of the magic. It was just there to look cool.
yeah. He's like, well, Pip, I'm obviously a man of purpose. So I don't want to keep you from that. But what I will do is offer you a rare opportunity. Have you ever considered signing with an agency?
Well,
God.
no, what's that? What's that mean?
Just standard contract is already out. And he's like, not now. You can have a full, wonderful life. You can do whatever you want. But let's say, do you have plans after that, though, maybe?
No plans.
Awesome.
I'm just
Well,
with
listen,
the group, and
we've got some maybe entry level positions, but we're looking for some copywriters and some jokesmiths. So if you just sign here, like, you know what, we might have a place for you within the organization once you guys are done adventuring, down the road.
oh, okay. What about my friends, my brothers?
Oh, sure. We can work the whole gang in.
By now, the rest of the kobolds are very interested in this thing that you're doing. None of them understand it. Pip mostly, he's kind of getting what you're going for, but the rest are like,
What?
Well,
What is
it's
this?
and there's like, let me just get their names in there, and like, so it's Pip. Like we're putting Pip in the house somewhere, like just as like a low key gesture. Not any of the brothers are all like going straight into the soul mill. You know what I mean? Like straight foot soldiers, Lumiere, like the whole bottom of the rung
Into the soul mill.
just into the soul mill. I'm gonna try to, and I was like, and you know what? We're gonna do this all in honor of old Willie. You know how about that?
They all like,
I'm gonna try to.
Yes, Willie, yes.
We're gonna have to put legal on it to see if they can retroactively cover Willie's soul. Like if it's gone off, if it's unaccounted for, like if it has not been claimed, it's like unclaimed. Like the state of California writes you a letter and says there's unclaimed money in your name, and you're like, oh well, that's great. So we're gonna try to get Willie in there too. But like they're all like, it's bottom barrel for everybody else but Pip.
yeah.
While this is happening,
Oh.
Yusuf is like just shaking his head, and he's using 2 of the beads on the prayer necklace to heal himself.
Yeah. And I was like, well, this would be a great, you guys know about insurance? This is an insurance policy, right? So we're going to do this in honor of our dear friend Willie, but you guys sign here and then you guys can go out and just get into some trouble, live the crazy life. You know what I mean? Like, whatever you guys are going to get into, like full support from us.
Yeah. You hear you see the roguey one like,
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, good on you.
yeah.
I saw you out there just stabbing away. Like,
Fuck those rocks. Those
yeah,
rocks.
all right. I
Fuckers.
just I tink dagger tips with him. Like, yeah, rogues and shit. Yeah. All right.
Rogue,
well,
no rogue. Yeah.
everybody sign here. Do you guys sign? I don't know. Or just like, I don't know, put some dirt on your paws and like, yeah. And I'll just hand it around to everybody.
They start like,
Okay. Name. Give my name. Let's see. Dave, Scott, and blah, blah, blah.
and they start writing their names down, and Pip's like,
Oh yeah. Okay.
Scott? I'm just sounding like, Scott? Really?
naming conventions all a bit weird. The sorcerer like,
Scott the Kobold? Scott.
well, I mean, the sorcerer pops up. Well, oh, sorry, we did not introduce ourselves. I'm Sam, the sorcerer, and
Good.
we were named
Good branding.
We were named such by a random group of adventurers who passed by our village and killed everybody else.
Where's your village?
I don't. Well, go on.
Oh, no, that's exciting.
Yeah.
How'd you end up down here?
Well, I mean, we'd been chilling down here. We figured we would live under the mountain.
You know what? That's fair. Let's. I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. You know what? You guys are doing great.
No, it's. But they named us. They gave us really standard names, and I don't know. We'd refer to each other by yips and yaps. So this works too. Yeah, yips and yaps. And Pip is very interested though in you, Fetter. He's like, you carry yourself the way that he inspires to be. You see that look in his eye, admiration, like, okay, yeah, good guys. Well, this is a good contract, I think. Yeah, and then, Mr. Suit Man, sir. Who are you?
Fetter. His name's Fetter.
Fetter. Oh, lovely name. So then,
Fetter Ben Augur Stefan, lovely to meet you.
oh man, so many names.
I know, yeah.
Okay.
But you know what? Good branding, gang. Good branding. So just keep that
Esquire.
Sam the sorcerer. Pip. Yeah, just keep it with Pip. I'm gonna give you something because all the rest of these gang, like, you know what I mean. Like it helps. The blade.
Okay.
But Pip, you just need to be Pip. How about that? Pip.
Okay.
It's got a strong. It pops. It pops when you say it.
A lot of plosives.
Yeah, popping them plosives, Pip. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, yeah. And I just, I kind of muss his hair, give him a little, just, style him up a little bit. And I was like, and you gang, you just get on out there and you fight hard. No challenge too hard for this rough band of adventurers, huh? Like, just, get out there and you just get into whatever trouble you can get into, okay?
The rogue is like,
Yeah. Just so we'll kill everything. We'll get him.
Wonderful.
We'll kill him. Yeah.
just dive right in headlong into a wide world of adventure.
Yeah, he starts running off.
Well, nope, probably together. You probably should stick around.
Oh, yeah, fuck. Sorry, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
He's given us a lot to think about. Thank you guys for saving us and avenging Willie the Warlock. So unfortunate. He was a good guy. He'll be missed. Before you guys go, can I give a limerick in his honor? It doesn't match or anything, but it's all I got.
Yeah, Pip. You know what, Pip? Eat ass or smoke grass, right? That's what you said?
I love that. I gotta write
go
that
ahead.
down. Eat ass, small grass.
Yeah, you go ahead, friend. You sing out songs in to his glory. Go ahead.
Well, I can't really carry a tune, but I got something. Okay.
Sure. Spoken word, you can kind of just spoken word.
Okay, and sorry, I didn't plan for my brother dying, so I gotta.
You gotta be ready for that, Life is short, and you guys are short.
He would have laughed. Okay, there was a young girl named Sapphire who succumbed to her lover's desire.
Yeah.
She said, "It's a sin, yes, but now that it's sin, could you move it a few inches higher?"
And the kobolds are like, what?
Inches higher.
That is a...
To the mouth?
No, that's an anal joke.
That's so it's about butts. You got a strong. You know what? A lot of times, like in the taverns, whatever, they just want like a little bit. So get like a solid 5. If you get like a solid 5 of butt stuff, I think you could just hop on up, and I think any tavern would be happy to have it.
The kobolds are still scratching. The other ones are like, what?
Yeah.
Master of the undercarriage. There it is.
There you go.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay.
Branding.
Yes. So 5 on butt stuff. Okay.
Just a tight 5. A real
Tight 5.
tight. Not a tight butt, but like a tight 5.
And that's the clencher.
Yeah, and then that's the clincher.
It usually clinches, yeah.
Yeah, right at the...
Just at the apex.
And Fetter looks out of the corner of his eye, just sees Taslan, just arms fully, I'm guessing, fully crossed.
Don't clench
yeah.
till they ask you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. We gotta go. More
Yeah.
adventures and stuff. But
No.
we'll let you be. Oh, yeah.
Sam.
Thank you.
And Sam like,
Yes. What's up?
You see his hand glow for a second, and then he opens it, and the stone is glowing, and he mage hands it back to him and sets it in his staff.
Oh, fuck.
So, who do I leave out of it? Probably...
The ranger, right? The ranger.
No, the barbarian, because he probably won't know any better.
Yeah.
So I leave the barbarian out of it, but each of them are healed 5 hit points as I cast aid, and they have 5 temporary hit points for 8 hours.
okay.
That might just save one
Right?
of them.
Yeah.
That might actually.
The barbarian can handle it.
That might actually just save one of them. I just like this is like
Oh shit! There's 5 of them. Fuck. I'll leave out the
ranger
barbarian and the ranger.
Yeah, the ranger's in it.
They're all gonna die anyway.
Yeah, I know.
You don't know that. We
Dude,
might
this
see him
is
in
the-
Sky Point playing a.
This is the
Playing some-
fastest ROI that Fetter has like ever. Just like it's like a package deal.
Oh, God.
It's just like a carrying case of souls, right? Like
Right.
it's
this is the easiest. Like,
oh sure. Sometimes you catch like one real big fish and it takes a real long time, and sometimes you just take out a net and get a whole bunch of minnows. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
And the thing is if you
Those
put
are
it,
called bait.
yeah, and if you're making fish stew, it's kind of all the same.
yeah.
Oh God!
So they start to.
I just run my hands across my face. Just,
So yeah, they start to wander off and say their goodbyes brusquely, and then they start to siphon out, leaving you all to yourselves.
Oh,
which is
man.
about the end of your 8-hour journey. So you're running on the edge of exhaustion unless you do a long rest here.
Well, I was gonna say, like, if they're not
they're
leaving,
leaving,
like if they're leaving,
we'll
we'll
take
just
the
take their camp.
campsite.
If they're not leaving,
Yeah.
yeah, no, they're leaving. They don't really like. They were just there smacking on rocks, and
that's fair.
Yeah,
'Cause
so
if they're not leaving, I was gonna pull folk hero, but yeah, if they're leaving, we'll just take their camp and
They
do
are-
a long rest.
they burn bright and burn fast.
Yep.
Well, so were they? They're leaving to like go off, like they were resting, and now they're.
They
Or
were
were
they,
they mid travel?
they were mid travel, and they lost their friend Willie, and they were gonna avenge him fighting the rock. And
Okay, well, if we're gonna stop, I'm gonna cast Aid as a 3rd level spell so that they get 10 hit points back. Okay. Instead of 5.
You're just delaying the inevitable. All y'all get the sense that in their current trajectory, given the display that they showcased for you,
doing what I can.
That was you did good getting a contract.
Doing what I can.
God bless.
Holy shit! All right.
I'm just like rounding my portfolio. Like at some point when they're gone, he just looks at Yusuf. Look, you got to round the portfolio out. Like you got a couple big fish. You know what I mean? Yeah, but
Do ya?
you got to diversify your assets, really. You know.
You really diversified your ass.
I know. Look,
there.
Listen.
That one was forced. That was.
This whole thing was forced.
No, it was actually really easy.
We could have gone around them.
I'm gonna put
Where's
it
the
back.
fun in that?
Sorry, I totally just lost Fetter's voice.
We got
completely.
a camp out of it. It's great.
No, listen. Diversify your portfolio. We help those sweet boys out. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to say. Who knows what could happen? The grand. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, I can't even. They're all going to be dead by tomorrow morning, right?
Yeah, they will. They absolutely
That's
will.
not true. You
That's
don't know
very
that.
true.
We may have helped them.
You know what?
I know they can't hear me, but I'm like, have fun dying at the castle.
Yeah. You know what? At some point, though, we'll see them all back at the tower. We can just high-five Pip. And look, I've heard that a lot of agents really struggle to get signed. So I just made his little day. You know what I mean? Like, his short life.
Agents? You mean performers?
Yeah. Like bards are looking for representation.
Yeah.
Right? So life goal achieved, right? I don't know.
Yusuf moves into the camp and
Food,
stokes
tents.
the fire a little bit more.
Beer? Flask, anyone? Taslin?
Taslin probably needs it.
Yeah, why not?
You got them to sign it, so maybe an hour into the beginning of your rest, your notebook, your journal, starts to go off a little bit.
What the hell is this?
Yeah. And as it was said, there's just the equivalent of a ... from TMAC. Just the way she does it is kind of an underline with a question mark.
Yeah.
And then underneath, you just see, okay. When you have some time, we need to have a bit of an in-person debrief. I'll come to you. Just let me know when and where, and I'll scry a spot to teleport. Not do that. The okay was just that.
The rest
was
just
business.
the okay?
Yeah.
And I was like, listen, they're sweet boys and they're going to be down. We're going to be processing these contracts within the week, within the 10 day. Like within the 10 day, I guarantee you most of them will be down there. So.
Oh, I thought you meant an hour later they're all dead.
No.
Okay.
And I was
Got
like,
it.
And I was like, yeah, I mean, we're kind of in the middle of fucking nowhere. I honestly don't. We're just along the road somewhere. So let me get back to Terra Firma and I'll, give me a day or two, and unless you need to try to come right now, and I'll try to figure out how to tell you where we are.
Just tell me when.
Sure. And then on the, who's it, Tiamak? Is it Tiamak?
Yeah.
Tiamak. Interesting. And then I write down in the journal in like the family, like the open family chat. Mm-hmm. In the old green journal, in the cipher, in the family cipher, it just says, regal crows flock to Elder Tree at the Fist of the World. Weekend, they build their temporary nests before death's winter. The wind's whispers are quiet for a time. The shadows loom large with abyssal flame. Weakened past that should be monitored. Skyward all. What have they done? What have we done? And then I send that off to everybody.
But yeah, you guys take your 8 hours, and
I'm gonna scry.
Oh yeah, it's scry time.
I'm not gonna hit long rest yet. I'm gonna wait and see how this goes and make sure nothing stupid happens.
you're not
What?
going to.
I'm not gonna hit long rest yet.
Oh, and
Because
unless
she hasn't stride yet.
you
Because
think
she's doing that
someone's
before
gonna,
the rest, just in
some
case
sweet
like, someone
boys are gonna come
pops
get us.
in. I want to make sure that I have the pot is
Why
right
would
for
anybody
all my...
pop in on a scry?
I don't know. In case they try to reverse scry you and then teleport to us or some bullshit. We're dealing with demons and devils. I'm just saying.
Just being cautious.
Yeah,
It's fine.
And that's not the character. That's like me going, I don't want to reset all my stuff just in case we get into combat for some reason, so that I am not cheating on my spell slots.
Fine, some of us, nothing changed because we didn't take any damage.
Also that.
Some of us, nothing changed because I didn't cast any spells. That required spell slots.
I did. Because I was keeping our pretty boys alive.
Yeah, sweet boys.
I mean,
sweet boys.
that sounds like a you problem.
It is. That's why I'm not hitting long rest yet.
I would've let
Do
them
your
all
scry.
die.
Do
I
your
would've let them all die.
scry. Do your scry.
Let's see, let's see what time is it from where you are. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so for little thing first, the vision clears and you see in this room that you've seen a few times where Fee and Little Thing have been, probably her room. It's hard to say. The periphery of the room itself isn't quite as clear, but you do see Little Thing in the bathtub, soapy, sudsy. It's a fairly big bathtub, and just bouncing around, splashing, and hair all like soaped up, and just enjoying himself, having fun, kid fun in the tub. And Fee's in the background, just dancing around and swirling around. And every so often, she'll show up in your vision off the blurred periphery, just twirling and twirling, and dancing and twirling. And that is where your vision ends for that. For Cheshire, no connection is made, weirdly enough.
So, no connection as in he resisted it?
In that, the thing you've seen him with before, the thing he's stolen, pops him out of this plane. So,
I think...
unless it can cut through the plane, then...
Let's see.
But last time that happened...
No, it's same plane of existence.
Same plane? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's that same issue of misconnection where it would work regardless because you're so close to him, connective-wise, that there must be something he's doing with the robe.
I just turned to Fetter and I'm like, she's a little crazy, isn't she?
Yeah, Fee's a goddamn nut job. Yeah.
You see Yusuf just trying to peek over the shoulder like...
Okay.
And
So,
she's wearing a dress that's half on, too. Every now, like, as you get the view clear, it's just like, she put it on halfway and like, fuck, I don't care, and just like dancing around, twirling.
have I told you much about Fee? I feel like I can't remember if I've told you.
All I
a ton about
remember
Fee.
is trying to get her pants back.
Oh, yeah. So, well, A, she slept with the barnacle, so
Yep.
file that away in your character profile. So, like, and we haven't really talked a ton about this background-wise, and I know this guy grew up in, like, the 8th circle of hell, so it probably wasn't too much fun in games, but did you ever grow up, like, or were you around people with, like, a lot of money, like, too much money, maybe?
Nope. I
No.
lived in a I
Yeah.
lived in a town that had a windmill.
I knew shit was pretty bad, like, I knew shit was pretty rough, but I just didn't know. Listen, I know you spent time in Sky Point. We don't know, like, what happened there, but like, if you ever just like, so you don't really have just like, there's a level of, and it's really like second generation, right? Like, because like first gen, they worked really hard to get it, so they feel compelled to really hold on to it. But like the second gen money folks, no.
Oh yeah. No, I'm familiar with them. Yeah.
So, like, here's the thing, like. Every one of them,
They gave me a lot.
You either like fall in line, right? Which is, or you, and see yourself maybe taking over the family business, which is some of my aunts, or you kind of figure out your ways to rebel. Now you have people
Yeah, it's either the tight tie or the
or just
fuck
like
off.
just real fuck off,
Yeah.
right? So my mother, who's slightly older than Fee, decided to kind of a bit of a self-starter, run off and try to find her own fortune, right? Tried to run off and kind of, hop on the old prime material for a bit and sow some wild oats, as they say. Became fairly successful in her own right, self-made and all. Fee really liked the tower. Like, and at some point when, and again, like, listen, to be fair, like, Augur didn't really do a wonderful, like, a pretty solitary fellow, right? So the major domos of the company and the house just kind of like let the expense accounts go, and Fee kind of took her allowance, as we should say, and went a little nuts. So,
Little sniff party.
if only it were that. whatever ostentatious thing, be it art or commerce or just whatever, anything extravagant or gaudy or garish, balls, just day-long parties, exotic creatures, whatever could excite Fee in the moment was very quickly complained about, procured, used, and discarded in a very quick fashion, in a cycle all the time, over and over again, forever, with almost no consequence. I think there was maybe 1 or 2 times when her shenanigans actually reached the top of the tower, and Augur was very displeased. We don't really talk about that. So I am not at all, I'm a little surprised to see her venturing forth from the tower, but I think that in my mother's absence, she's perhaps decided that she feels a little left out and has struck out. But the fact that she's just hanging out in the king's court, fucking shit around in like the most powerful city on the continent does not, and the fact that she's somehow gotten into the favor of that court does not surprise me at all. Should she be taking care of anyone, let alone herself? Probably not.
Yeah,
So
that bodes great for that guy.
yeah.
Poor little dude.
Yeah. So, and to that end,
I don't know whether he would have been better with Cheshire or with Fee.
here's the thing. If there is one talent that Fee has, it is that she does possess a certain appreciation and an eye for the valuable and the unique. And I have a feeling that your brother is both. So, in that moment, until he has expended his value or lost his uniqueness, she will keep a pretty tight hold on him, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
okay.
yeah. To that end, I should say, and I'll say this to Tazlin when Yusuf's not around.
Okay, he's kind of watching, making sure that the.
I think at this point he probably would have hunkered down to go to sleep
Okay.
because the scrying is well and truly over.
Okay, yeah.
Speaking of major domos, as it were, I did receive word from kind of the executor of my father's estate, Tiamat, who kind of runs the family business, as it were. And she's expressed to me desire to stop by, perhaps teleport in for a little in-person chat, which, given what we've discovered about the Shadowfell and everything, I think might be a meeting worth taking. She also, never outside of my wheelhouse, she said that she might be able to teleport in. So I feel like I honestly don't want to have her meet us here in this sack of shitting purple fungus. I'd much rather pretend that we know what we're doing. So I was thinking when we get back to the Fallhold, hopefully our friendly neighborhood robot's been cleaning up a bit, and we could
curtains with dust wouldn't look so great.
we can make ourselves presentable and have her over. So.
Sounds plausible.
Yeah, and my secret hope, though, is perhaps that if we can get all on the same page and give her an update about what's going on, perhaps we can hitch a ride back to Skypoint, if that's in fact where we are headed next. I know, that's a lot. Listen, we've got a 4th tower, and we could go chasing after my mother, but I honestly feel like this is the more pressing matter.
Yeah, we're gonna have to at some point. I was kind of looking forward to, futzing around and trying to figure out the ring and try and, stall that way, but...
Yeah. No, and then who knows, like, she could have more pressing business for me or us, or some sort of information that could change the course of everything as we currently perceive it. So, let's get home. I just want to make sure the arcane isn't really my ballywick, that I'm transferring down the teleportation sigils to the Fallhold properly for her. But yeah, I don't know. And if anything, I know the fiddling with those poor kobolds wasn't probably your favorite thing to do, but I don't know. I felt like I'm in a rush to get home, and that was a moment of de-stressing after a bunch of bullshit.
Hey, sometimes everybody needs to blow off some steam.
Yeah. How you doing after all that? That was a lot. That was properly a lot.
After all, everything? Kobolds or...
No. The Shadow Queen and Eldath and them traipsing off into the sunset together, and the giant tree and the squishy slit and
that was
the
Shadowfell
Shadowfell and and all of it.
Yeah. I don't think we haven't really had a moment to stop and process it.
Yeah. Well, no rush, but if you have any feelings or, feeling odd about things, just let me know,
Yeah. I don't. It's one of those where we gotta keep. Maybe that's why the kobolds annoyed the shit out of me so much, because we stopped. It was blowing off steam for you guys, which was great, but for me, I'm just like, man, this is just kicking the rock down the road.
I mean, there were some living rocks we had to
You're
kick down the road.
there.
Oh.
So yeah, there's a little from one anxiety to the other.
Sure, of course.
Yeah. So then, for the evening, how is everyone doing the watch? Are you going to do a hut? You going to watch it up? It's just basically kind of that open ravine. Pretty asleep as far as activity goes. The kobolds were the most exciting thing in that area.
It's up to you guys. I mean, I think we kind of just said I finished the scrying and then you hunkered down to go to sleep, so doing the hut at this point is a...
Doing the what?
Doing the hut.
Doing
Oh!
Take that, Dominoes.
Yeah, doing my Leoman's tiny hut at this point would kind of... You wouldn't be in it.
I wouldn't.
No.
Did we move? I mean,
I cannot
me up.
cast it around you. We do not just end up in it.
Well, you can wake me up.
Before you go.
Yeah, he didn't go fully out. He just kind of...
Go.
Wake me up before Leoman's tiny hut. Doesn't quite work.
I mean, while you were doing that, I was probably prepping some type of meal, like heating up rations and stuff, if that's all we have.
Sure. Yeah. So you kind of fucked off to the side a little bit and was doing rations while you guys were having your little heart-to-heart. Didn't catch any of that. And so, yeah, didn't just peace out in terms of sleep. So if you want...
Okay,
yeah.
that works.
I mean, I still, I certainly appreciate the hut, but I don't mind sitting out, having a smoke, taking my watch. Or I guess we could all stay in the hut.
Well, if we do the hut, I need time.
With the crazy rock boys coming out of nowhere, probably wouldn't hurt.
All right, I'll take 10. We'll cast the hut.
Okay. Yeah. No issue whatsoever. The hut appears, and you guys have your protection, and you're all good.
Okay.
And given how quiet everything else is, for the sake of things, the next leg of the travel is not going to be very eventful.
Mm-hmm.
So we can bypass the next rest. If there's any other conversations you wish to have before we reach the Fallhold, have them, because you have at least one more night of sleep in there.
Well, as everybody's sleeping, because I no longer need to sleep,
Right.
I went into the Shadowfell and came out and don't need to sleep again. Apparently it scared the shit out of me enough that I'm like, no more sleep for me.
Yeah. I've seen some shit.
I've seen some
Yeah. Everyone else is asleep. Tass is just sitting in the corner wide-eyed like...
Okay.
having the sword talk to me.
Like the fucking squirrel from Ice Age.
No, while everybody is taking their time to sleep, part of my restful time is writing and drawing, and some of over the next 2 rests and so on and so forth, instead of drawing in my notebook, I'm actually going to pull out my tarot cards.
Okay.
And I am drawing over the cards. So there's certain ones that I pulled out, and I'm using some of my drawing utensils to change the illustrations.
Okay. Are you just kind of casually across the couple rests, just doing it like one card? Like, are you going full aggressive to try to change all the cards, or just kind of as much as you can?
No. There's just specific cards that I'm changing. Because,
Okay.
like, some of them have already been changed from before I left Skypoint, but then there's specific ones that I'm...
About, like, 2 or 3 of them?
It would be... Let's see.
I'm just gauging across the rest how much time that would take.
There would be 1, 2, 3, 4,
4?
5.
5.
Each card probably would take about 4 to 6 hours.
Okay. So maybe 2 or 3 of them in the time it takes you?
Yeah, about 3.
Yeah, okay. That sounds right. So you get about 3 of them.
Especially since one of them is tiny boy, so
Yeah.
don't have to change much of the illustration.
Cool. Yeah, you get the 3 done, and basically you guys make your way back with no issues whatsoever. There's not as much activity coming back to the Fallhold in the Underdark. It seems fairly quiet, fairly uneventful. Fetter, you not clocking anything.
Yeah, as we kind of come up off of the elevator, I definitely just kind of want to... Hello?
Yeah, you make it to the lift, and it's still there waiting for you.
Right.
A little bit dusty, just from moving rock and debris and stuff, but you activate it, you get up there, and as you start to crest the top back into your fortress once more, you see Flotsam waiting there at the edge of the lift. Its central eye in the chest, it brightens as it sees you.
What's up, Floaty?
Its body starts to move around, and like it's been standing there watching and waiting. It starts to adjust its joints, and it finally focuses on you. The
Floaty, odie, odie.
the mouthpiece opens up.
Flatty yaddy 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 yaddy.
Hello and welcome back.
Oh, Flotsam, you've been standing here the whole time, bud?
No, I just end my time of work here. This is where I rest.
I just reach out and I cup the mustache face, not the eyeball.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you sweet precious boy.
The eye is like looking up at. Yeah, so it's like you're reaching the.
I'd rather look into the dead eyes with the mustache than the real eye.
It's unnerving still.
Flotsam, report. How goes the Fallhold?
Everything going well. There were various creatures that skittered about, and I stomped them and cleaned them. There were.
How big are we talking, Flotsam? Big? Bigger than a bread box? Smaller than a bread box? What are we talking about?
Don't understand bread box, but maybe to ankle, not threatening. Also spent some time exploring to the south and found an abandoned mountainside port that looks big enough to house decent-sized ship.
Ah.
There's actually a ship in port.
Hold on, a ship in port.
Yep. And
Did your daddy come calling?
Oh my god. What is the designation of the ship there, Flotsam?
a sailing ship. It was manned by a rather handsome individual captaining the vessel. Said you would wish to speak to him and square up final business.
Taslin's just looking at Fetter
And possibly
like nodding her head. Mm.
Possibly open supply line. Said you would hang around for a little bit longer.
Wait, hold on. This is the fellow that got us out of This is my
Oh yeah, the second that he says supply line, I'm like, oh, it's not daddy.
No, this is the fellow that got us out of the fucking god.
Yeah,
been
it's
forever.
monastery boy.
Yeah, that got us out of the. Did you get his name, Flotsam? Did you get his name?
I did, but I just completely brain farted on this NPC.
Amazing.
Flotsam's like, error. That's it.
Error. Oh no! What? Okay.
Flotsam, do we got to delete some old pictures off of you or something? Like, I know there's probably like an.
I completely forgot your father's name.
Oh, my father?
Yeah.
It is my dad, Drago. Barenthal.
Okay. I got hooked up on Ben Auger and went down a different path.
Just like above table, like didn't we got a ride, right? We got a ride across the strait.
Yeah.
With someone, and then he was gonna hang around.
Yeah, because I think I talked somebody into smuggling us out of the
Yeah.
monastery.
Yeah.
Yeah, they smuggled you out.
They
and
did, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they
flew with
fucked
them.
off.
Yep, and then earlier the crew of the Skyship Phoenix.
Okay,
They were gonna come up. They were
So it is
possibly gonna come
Daddy.
back around.
Right. So it is my dad.
If it
yeah,
worked.
it is daddy. Okay.
Said his name was Drago.
Yep, knew it. Yep. Darn.
But
I was hoping
the
it was
ship-
monastery boy for a second. He was cute.
Ship seems good shape. Strange crew.
Yeah. Okay, well, there's
I lean over to Eustace and I'm
there's
like,
one road to
Daddy's
Skypoint.
cute too, but I don't know if Fetter would like that.
Also, if I'm to be of assistance in future, it might be worthwhile to assign some tasks and routines, perhaps weaponize me as a sort of sentry, tossing intruders off a bridge, effective halftime.
Intruders, Flotsam. Who's intruding?
Random scouts,
Scouts for who?
short, squat, dwarfy types.
Oh.
This place is fairly open.
Dark skin,
More
white hair.
Durgar?
Rudar, yeah, the ones that attacked us on the train, probably.
Motherfucker.
But I just grabbed those ones and tossed them off bridge.
Man,
What?
we should have brought the Kobolds back.
Oh, yeah, I did think about that, but no, I...
Could have had a live-in bard.
Here's the thing, right? Like, those sweet Kobold boys were on a quest, and I didn't want to dissuade
That's
them
true.
from that. If
Yeah,
they
we
were
don't want to get. If they wanted
wandering-
to retire early,
If they were wandering the Underdark aimlessly, perhaps. Don't think I didn't consider it momentarily, but they were. Folks have to have a purpose. You know what I mean? Like, and once they're fulfilling that purpose,
then you get them. I understand how it works.
the way it's supposed to work theoretically is a great deal of personal satisfaction, so I'm told, and keeping at bay of draining existential dread. But have I figured that out? Absolutely not. But no, I mean, some folks to run the house, sure. Well, gods damn it. Yeah, Flotsam, we'll sit down, you and I, and Taslan, and we'll just work out some, how to clean up around the house, maybe. And maybe I can talk to Dad about Stuck in the Larder at some point, but...
I have also done self-exploration of this machine, this unit I live in, and it appears that I can hold magic for a short period of time. And what this translates to...
Yeah, describe hold magic, Flotsam.
Short magic attacks that are easy to remember and speak and use, so cantrips. I can hold magic for future use. This shell that I live in appears to be able to withstand some...
So you can store them.
I can store some for future use. Limited for now with this particular body, but
Wonderful.
workable.
And Flotsam, do you have a preferred, speaking of weaponry and whatnot, do you have a preferred armament?
No,
I mean, we could at least get you like a crossbow or something.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I pull out and I'm just like,
Da-da-da-da.
Flotsam, I have no use for this, so here, you can have it. And I reach into the bag of holding and pull out my short bow.
There you
It
go.
takes
Hey, how about it?
Perfect.
Flotsam,
I also
holds it.
pull open my my spell book.
Oh my
And-
god! Please teach him Eldritch Blast.
No, I can't do that. But I do show him Firebolt
Oh, yeah.
and a Lightning Lure.
It looks at it.
Love lightning lure.
You must hit me with those.
Pooh.
You must. They must be placed in me to store for use later.
Oh, yeah, just right
Giggity.
inside.
Yep.
All right, I will write them down on a piece of paper and shove them down your throat. Sounds great.
Essentially, out of character, that means you have to attack him with it, have him store it, and he's got those for future use. It's not a very efficient system.
I mean, my pew didn't work.
How much? How much can you hold there, Flotsam? Like, what's your
Because
cap?
they're cantrips, I can cast
Yeah.
them right now.
Yeah, what's your cap?
A few blasts. 4.
So we
You
can
would be
hold-
able to intuit this based off of the language he's using. A few. I can store them and reissue them.
Is there any time limit on that?
Let's just stick with 2 for right now.
Gang, do I give him the pen? He could like clean the house.
He'd have to attune to it.
Yeah. That's
keep
true.
it. Keep it. You're,
Yeah, it's true. You look, I gotta look good.
Besides,
I'm
I'm really enjoying this thought of you going around and like fairy wanding.
Manual labor does not suit me.
it's not manual. You're using magic. The most
know, but
manual
it's-
part is you walking around.
Yeah, but it's tedious, you know.
You can ride on
So is owning a
Flotsam. You
home.
can just hop right on.
Ooh, I could ride you around like a little jockey, and I kick him, just lightly, just like dink.
Wow.
Flotsam, we've missed you. We've missed you terribly.
Flotsam, hold still. This is merely for logistical purposes, and I'm going to hit him with Mage Hand.
Mage hand? Okay. The mage hand itself kind of forms around it and then sucks into the joints and the eye flutters. Oh.
Flotsam, did my darling father say how long he was going to stick around?
He only arrived a couple days ago, but said would wait about a week as he is setting up and preparing his ship.
Okay, well,
Should we go handle that and then the other matter?
yeah, we should do that first. I'm tempted to do them. I'm tempted to do them both at the same time, but that would probably not go well.
Which matter?
Oh, you know what? Who gives a shit? Sonny, earmuffs.
Yeah, she earmuffs.
Okay, Sonny, go over there. Go over there.
She nods. It's like
We could go into another room, but I don't want to do that.
You could do me a great favor and we're really trying to spiff this place up so we can decide if we're going to keep it or if we're going to, turn
Flip
it over.
it,
And so, yeah, if you could go and just take a walk around, make sure all the paintings are in, not at an angle, and maybe fluff off some of the dust of the curtains. Maybe try and see if there's, some cleaning rags that you could wipe down the tables.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, I can do that.
Flotsam, full cleaning protocols, bud. Whatever we can do, let's get all the trash out. Whatever's still hanging around, let's get this place tip top. Okay, we're probably gonna have guests.
Question: in terms of Flotsam's ability to cast cantrips, is it like she hit him with a firebolt, so he has one use of firebolt?
Yeah.
So he's just 4 slots, whatever we put in there.
Yeah.
One
Okay.
firebolt so far, and you put Mage Hand.
Yep.
One.
And she put lightning lure as well, so there's one spot.
You know what? I'm
left.
gonna tag him with the pen. Boop. And there you go. Prestidigitation 1. Choose that. A really messy stain you don't think you can get out, but good scrubs. A lot of elbow grease.
Okay.
We believe in you, Flotsam.
We'll get to work.
Yep.
Enjoy. And it just.
I just have this
Starts
image
walking.
of him whirring around with a broom.
As opposed to
the
the cat
halls.
riding the Roomba. What if
Yeah.
the Roomba rides you?
What if he's just the Roomba?
Yeah.
That's the point.
Can we get some extra googly eyes to put in the eye holes?
On the eyeballs.
I'm sure you can, if you find someone who has those.
All right. So, Yusuf.
Give me enough time, I can draw him on there realistically.
Sorry, what are we doing?
Well, this.
Let's walk.
So, shall we to the docks?
Yeah, essentially, there's nothing going on in your place. You have free reign of it. It's just a little bit messy, unkept since you left it. Flotsam has taken care of a lot of riffraff that would just kind of come in. Animals, creatures, and a few random scouts just to check it out. Seeing it empty, they'd fuck off.
Right.
The only one of note is your father, who's come in and is like, if you're here, fine, but he's giving you space. And Flotsam doesn't know how to say.
I do want to kind of give the. So I'm like, Yusuf, before we go fetch my father, I do want to give the place a once over, but I feel like you should know that I received a missive from my aunt Tiamek, who you may or may not remember is kind of the majordomo of the family. And she's requested an audience with us in person. So I feel like we can give her the coordinates to the teleportation circle, and she can meet us here at the Fallhold. So she says it's fairly important, and she has a fairly important update on all things happening that she wants to discuss with us. And the fact that she wants to do it in person means that there's several people in the family, if not Augur himself, who she does not want to be aware of the communication. So
Augur is the...
my grandfather, Pit Fiend, big mean fucker.
We talked about him
stares
before.
off.
Yes, we have.
Okay. I couldn't remember if that was out of
Augur-
game or in game.
Yeah,
He very often will tell war stories.
Augur Thousand Year, the
Yeah,
Iron
no,
Shield.
I remember. I couldn't remember if that was in game or out of game.
He's
right.
talked about it in game, but a lot of the memories were happening in his head during
Yeah.
the fight. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And you honestly think this is a good idea?
listen, we know that at least two of my sisters, at least two of my aunts are in Skypoint. One of which is with Taslin's little brother.
Assuming he is my little brother. We'll just stick with that.
Nephew, kin, let's say kin, the little thing. So my family business is fairly embroiled with whatever's going on. So we've been dancing around in my journal with coded messages and snippets, but I feel like a proper debrief of what the fuck is actually going on is probably in order.
I agree.
So here's the thing. As you, given the color palette and the proclivities, my family seems fairly nefarious. But honestly, at the end of the day, the thing that we desire most is our own ends. So there's nothing inherently malevolent about that. Maybe we cater in some pretty nasty business, but there's nothing inherently distrustful on our face about us.
Does she like the Rakshasa?
No. That's
Someone else.
That's the other one.
Right now, I'm asking if this person likes
him.
the one that I.
Yeah.
What a weird choice.
Do any of us like the Rakshas? I mean,
Okay, good.
So- so here's Yusuf. Let's. I'm trying to think. Gnome Village, right? Was there like in the Gnome Village? I'm sure that. I'm sorry. I wanted to say Wexler. What's Whiskers? What's his name?
Chesterfield?
Chesterfield. So did Chesterfield and his circle? Was there like one person that like someone brought in to the Gnome Village who was a little bit of an outsider, but the gnomes like secretly all pretended when that person was around that he was super cool, but behind their back, oh, it might have been you. Oh no, it might have been you. No, anyway, don't worry.
As Yusuf was thinking the exact same thing in his head, it's like, oh god, that
Oh, it
might
might
have
have
been me.
been no, it wasn't. I'm sure, buddy. I'm sure it wasn't you. I'm positive.
Are you resistant to fire? Because that kind of burns.
I just look at Yusuf and I'm like, it was you.
No. Melanthar's Melanthar's an asshole, like a real asshole.
Yeah, fine, bring her. And he walks up.
Oh no.
You can tell that bringing up Chesterfield and joking about it is like, it's still a really sore spot for him.
Oh, buddy. Oh, I fucked up.
No, it wasn't you.
I just look at Tazlin and I'm like, I didn't even listen. I was thinking it. I was thinking it through as I was saying it.
No, hun, it was me.
Oh no!
It was absolutely me.
Oh boy!
Yep.
No. He's done.
After enough dust in the eyes, and then I just sometimes that side just. I'm sorry.
That steel kill?
It's a little bit of that sky point coming out. I'm just really.
fuck.
You know what? I'm gonna go take a bath, and I just like walk
Yeah.
towards that court.
Yusuf goes into the forge and closes the door.
I'm gonna kind of obsessively walk around and make sure this place doesn't look like a shithole. Because I need people to think that we're doing okay. Well, I guess Drago was already here. Whatever.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna.
Yeah,
walk.
I'm gonna tidy up, and then I may wander down to go get him in the next couple hours. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go get clean in a bath and
Yeah.
think about whether I'm gonna say sorry to Yusuf. Maybe I won't. I mean,
It's
it
fine.
depends on the mood.
He'll go bang one out, and he'll be fine.
Yusuf goes into the forge and like looks for ways to relight it, see what the assets and stuff are, and yeah, he's gonna look through that dwarven crafting book and see what's in there.
It is basically a manual of style for the dwarven crafting technique. Very dense, very thick, very...
Crafting style. So it's like the motif from ESO for
Yeah,
dwarven.
essentially. So,
Dwemer.
given if you were to follow its theory and its very dense language, it's in dwarven and also be very dense, the densest thing you've ever seen. So there's a lot to it. It would take some time.
Yeah.
And if you don't know the language, you wouldn't be able to...
It's impossible.
It's impossible. However, if you had something to help you with that, you could start learning some of that.
Like an inevitable that's walking around.
I'm sure you could find some, like, there's got to be crafters out there who know the style. So what I'm saying is,
No, I meant Flotsam. I don't know if he can read dwarven or not. So
you'd have to check. I have to double check that. But you sense the forge, this area that you're in, is got some sconces that you could light magically or light with sticks, torches. It's all the pieces are in good enough condition with just a little bit of spit shine, polish, cleanup, a little bit of basic repair on them. You could get it back up to working again.
he's gonna start doing that, and he'll pull out, like, he'll cast his flame blade spell and light him with the end of the scimitar.
Okay.
And light the forge itself with it. He'll actually just like shove it in there till it burns up, and then let go of it. And
Okay. Yeah. So it'll take some time to get that thing back up to working condition, and anything made until then or worked on, it might not do so hot, but you've got a path forward with that if you wish.
yeah, it's more of a like get it stoked and rolling. See if there's like leaks in the pipes or anything where the smoke comes out, or just like turn it on to see its efficiency and start cleaning by the light of the sconces and all that. So that's kind of what he's doing to take his time up.
And Then the forge exploded. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Wow, I really am drunk. Who knew that putting all that booze into one giant barrel and letting a thirsty bullywug have it was a bad idea? Oh, wait, I knew. Anyway, I need to go walk this off for a bit, and then I'll be back to tell you what happens next in these Demon Days.
Thanks, you asshole.
What?
Do you notice someone missing
from the campfire?
Oh, here.
I don't control. Oh, I do control.
You
it.
control literally everything.
I forgot I can do that. Yeah.
Wow.
You're here.
Just Sunny.
We're all here. We're around
Yep.
the campfire.
Yep.
Yep.
You got something you want to share with me?
But also not only...
Tassel's cold. That's why she's away from the fire. I don't know. I don't know what.
I didn't intend to break you, Fetter, in terms of...
Completely
laughter.
broken.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I send that off to everybody.
And then definitely send that to me.
Yeah, I will send it to you. Yes.
I realize I do not write fast enough to...
No, that's fine. There's a reason I write all this shit, and then I can give it to you.
I got Regal Crow's flock, and then my hand was like, fuck.
But never mind.
I wish I was good at taking notes.
Yeah. So, yes. Okay, who are you scrying first?
Oh my God. Johnny's dying in the bathroom.
All right, well...
And, yeah, so then they start to disperse a little bit, kind of huddle around each other like, you've given us a lot to think
Pause.
about.
Abigail, shut up.
Yeah.
That's all you get.